So I'm often asked how to improve self-esteem in relationships. Um, this is a very interesting area, really, to examine what it is that actually causes low self-esteem. For most people, low self-esteem is produced by habitual reactive thinking, um, reactive thoughts that basically feed the emotion of low self-esteem. Not feeling adequate, feeling helpless, feeling very small in relationship to other people or to the challenges of life in general. Um, in relationships, it's feeling that you're not able to stand up for yourself and your needs in that relationship, that you're not worthy of that relationship, and so on. All of these kinds of uh, reactive thinking is what really fuels low self-esteem. So the first job is to literally take a piece of paper and write down all of those habitual reactive thoughts that are associated with low self-esteem. Just make a big list of them. Now, the second part of the process of building self-esteem um, uses mindfulness therapy, which is what I specialize in and that I offer online through Skype therapy sessions. If you're interested in scheduling Skype therapy sessions with me, then please go to my website and email me and we can schedule a session. But the principle here of mindfulness therapy is quite different than conventional talking therapy. So it in mindfulness therapy, we do not try to um, negate those thoughts, those reactive thoughts that create the self-esteem. We do not try to fight them. We do not even try to replace them with positive thoughts. Generally, that approach is not going to be effective simply because those self-critical thoughts that are affecting your esteem, self-esteem and your confidence have an emotional charge, and you can't just replace them with other thoughts that don't have an equally strong emotional charge. So we don't try to get rid of them at all. What we try to do is change our relationship to them. This is the central theme of mindfulness therapy. The real problem is actually not the thoughts. It's the fact that we become identified with them, that we basically become those thoughts. We blindly allow those thoughts to overwhelm us and to uh, control us. In mindfulness training and mindfulness meditation particularly, we actually learn to change our relationship to those thoughts so that we stay as the observer, observing thoughts, rather than becoming lost in the thoughts. When you develop this conscious relationship, that essentially frees you from the influence of those thoughts. And the more that you focus mindfulness on those thoughts, the freer you become. So what I teach is to meditate on those thoughts that you have assembled in your list. You take each thought and you hold it in the mind consciously and even with friendliness as well. That's very important because that also frees you from the influence of the thoughts. The more friendly you can be to the thought, the freer you become, and the greater self-esteem you will develop. Because self-esteem really, it develops quite naturally when we break free from those thoughts. So we learn to meditate on all of the thoughts that fuel that self-esteem. And the emotion of low self-esteem itself, that feeling of helplessness or vulnerability or hurt that lies beneath the thoughts, we learn to form a friendly and conscious relationship with that emotion also, because it very much needs your caring quality of mind. It needs that. It's like a child. It needs the love of its parent in order to grow up healthy. And it's exactly the same with the underlying emotions that fuel those reactive thoughts that feed the low self-esteem. That underlying emotion desperately needs your love. And that's a very important part of the training of mindfulness meditation on low self-esteem. So if you'd like to learn more about the mindfulness approach to building self-esteem and also self-confidence in relationships, then please go to my website and email me to schedule a therapy session via Skype to help you in this process. Thank you.